Queen's Voice, Peter Kefalas still here, reporting from the GOP meeting here in the Rockaways. Joined by a gentleman who is running on the 29th district on the Republican. 25th, forgive me, on the Republican ticket.
Republican.
Let the viewers know who you are, what you're running for, and where those areas encompass your district, and why you're running, please.
Sure. My name is Ramses Frias, running for City Council District 25. That represents Elmhurst, Jackson Heights, small part of Woodside, and I'm running as a Republican. And the reason that I'm actually running is because the voice of the people in the area has been silenced. And there's a lot of destruction, a lot of things that should not be happening are happening in volumes. We don't have law and order in our streets. We have prostitution running rampant. And
Theft,
gangs. We have from all types, from Tren de Aragua to the M18, which is the 18th Street gang from LA, which is out there very strongly. MS-13 had their presence there for a long time. And these are things that we're still constantly battling and has to change.
Now, to be fair, the area has a lot of prostitution. You mentioned some of the well-known gangs, a lot of cliques, gangs, drugs, a lot of different nefarious things going on. Right. And we were just talking off camera. Back in the day, we all know Roosevelt Avenue, on the DL, you could get this, you could get that. Right. But we've gotten to the point, sadly, in 2024, 2025 now, where not only can you buy women and children, you can get Social Security, you can buy a passport, you can,
you could get a whole new.
If you have enough money, you can walk under the 7, and if you have the money, someone they'll sell it to you. Unfortunately,
that's right.
Guns, drugs, anything you need. So it's a bazaar, if you will, a flea market, for lack of terminology, of all the bad stuff. And we know that there's prostitution houses right near the Hall of Science, which has busloads of kids coming in and out every day.
That's right.
Right across the street, next to other schools up and down the area. One thing we've heard, because Queen's Voice has covered a lot of stuff over there, is that when they sent the troopers in, the NYPD in, now they've been pulling them out slowly. The mayor and some of the police chiefs seem to give a lot of lip service to the press, saying, we've done the best, we'll be back. But from what I'm hearing and what I see, and I don't live too far from there, that they might have flooded Roosevelt Avenue, but what about all those side streets? What about Junction, 108, Corona Avenue, many other different main avenues. But a lot of the other stuff, they just kind of push the bordellos and the operations off the main strip, if you will, and the cops are just laser focused under the 7 train. Have you heard that and seen that yourself?
Yeah, of course. It's always been that presence in the area, right? And that's what we're kind of going after. We're combating that. Things have moved over to the side streets off the main strip because they know that that's where their main focus is. But what I do is expose those places. I will go and find the new spots, stand in front of there, record them, and say this is where it is. I reach out to NYPD, try to have them do their job and step in there. But it's like they keep saying, it's a game of whack-a-mole, but it's finally time to lay the raid and stop everything, right? Like the raid road spray. We have to get it done.
Something else.
Exactly.
These bugs out, so to speak. Right. Cockroaches.
Exactly.
Now we know there's always been a base of criminality there, but since the border's been open and since we've had all these illegal aliens come in, we've been dealing with our own criminals. Now we've imported them. How much of the crime out there? We know the Venezuelan syndicates are involved and others. Not to pick on them,
right?
But how much of the crime overall would you say are homegrown or illegal criminals here?
No, there's definitely a big mix, but a lot of it ramped up during the migration crisis where everybody was just coming in. We had the Rite Aid in our area had to be closed down. The other Walgreens have to be closed down. There's so much, theft going on, and they steal these products and go right in front of the store
with a blanket,
right, and then start selling it.
You can't even walk on those.
They're stealing products from donation bins. So things that are supposed to be going to the needy, they're just gladly taking it and then setting up on 91st Street and then selling it on a blanket. And then, these are places that people need to walk through, right? We have our elderly community that have a lot of their doctors around these areas, and they can't even get from one corner to another without a million people in their way. And we can't have that. We need order, we need structure, we need cleanliness.
So everything you touched on, I've seen it. We've covered plenty of it. We have so much footage, we didn't even release a lot of it because it's just so redundant. But you're seeing all the YouTubers and everybody else. It seems like it's the hot topic for the last couple of years. Oh, Roosevelt Avenue. So, like we spoke about before, I live in Regal Park. I know from, since I'm a little kid, you know what goes on there, but back in the day it was on the DL.
Yeah.
Now it's 24/7. Kids are going to school, old people going to doctors, families, there's churches. We interviewed a gentleman His door's right on Roosevelt. He's in between two bordellos. He has a community, kind of community center. And he's like, look at this. We really had to go for ourselves. And he's literally in the middle, and there's two prostitution houses on the left and the right of him, right on Roosevelt. And in broad daylight, he's like 24 hours a day. I have families coming in, and there's girls and Johns coming in and out right in front, setting up literally on stools.
Right.
Broad daylight. It doesn't matter, rain or shine. So they're even more resilient than the post office.
They're outside. They're outside in all types of weather. I've recorded them during snowstorms. They were out there during Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make a difference. And why is that, though? It's because it's being allowed, right? The representation from that area is allowing it. They call it sex work. They say they need to work. No. We don't need that. That's not the type of work that we need in that area.
We were at an event a few months ago on Roosevelt Avenue, and there was plenty of people there were saying, legalize it, legal. And it's just, when you have little girls and little boys and people being sold.
Yeah.
It's one thing you can buy drugs and guns and documents, but to be able to go there and say, hey, I'd like to buy a person.
Right. No, we can't.
In America, it's sick. You would think this is something you would see on one of those investigation, hidden camera, in a third world country. But no, it's happening right here in Queens County.
Yeah, we can't have it. We need structure. We need people to step up. We need people that have a voice and want to make a change to actually step up and do these things. And that's why, I took it upon myself and stepped up and said, you know what? I need to do this for my family. They came here for a reason, and they wanted to raise a beautiful family here. I'm trying to raise a beautiful family there, and that's what I'm going to fight for.
No, my wife came from South America. She's disgusted, absolutely livid about all of these illegals jumping the line.
Yeah.
She didn't go under a fence or over a wall. She didn't pay a coyote. She did it the right way, got online, waited. Anyone who has a relative or a family member or a friend who's had to immigrate here the right way knows that dealing with immigration services, they're not very nice. It's an arduous, time-consuming, expensive, stressful process for one person, let alone lawyers.
Scamming people.
You got to pay for this. They lost my wife's medical record 4 times, I think, at $250 a pop.
That's right.
You do the math. I was the best customer that doctor had that time.
Yeah.
So it's just something that I'm hearing from a lot of friends that I have whose families came here or they personally came here and immigrated the right way. They're livid at how these people come here, putting them in 5-star hotels, debit cards, paying for everything. And a lot of them are coming here and they're committing crimes.
Yeah.
So we're paying for them. It's almost like we're importing criminals and paying them to hurt us.
Yeah. No, we hear it all the time. A lot of our community members, are immigrants. They fought for their status, to become naturalized citizens and to become citizens and to have their families there as well. And they're all frustrated at all the giveaways, basically, that the government was doing, letting people in, letting them cut the line. We have people that are still fighting to get their status, have been doing things the right way legally.
And they're in the gulags.
Yeah, and they're just on the outskirts, and nobody's hearing their voice either.
Let me ask you, are you running against an incumbent, or is the seat open right now?
No, it's an incumbent there. His name is Shekhar Krishnan.
Okay.
And he was an import by the previous administration that was there, which was Drum. Drum brought him in, and he was just accepted. Nobody really was there, to run against him. So now I'm here. There are going to be some people in his primary, but on the Republican side, I'm going to do my part. I'm going to make my effort to bring back my community.
All right. Well, listen. I think what the gentleman said is something that we've heard from several people. We've been to a lot of rallies and protests. We've been on Roosevelt Avenue more times than we'd like to be honest with you. Under that 7 train, day and night, covering a lot of these rallies, protests, and even documenting the garbage piled up to the corner and the rats and the illegal food while pieces of the 7 train are falling in. They're selling you soup or whatever they're making.
That's right.
So it's pretty, and they're not paying taxes, so the business stores are getting screwed right in front of them.
Yeah.
So I think what the gentleman said is resonating with everybody in that area or anyone else passes through that area. It's obviously disgraceful. It needs to be fixed. We appreciate you coming on. We hope that you'll come on again and update us, as the election, and the race proceeds.
For sure.
But thank you very much. Once again,
for having
you
me.
heard it from the gentleman. 25th District.
That's right.
City Council. He's trying to clean up Roosevelt Avenue, like a few other people are, but fighting a good fight. It's an uphill battle. Didn't start yesterday, but it's not going to go away tomorrow. But you're in it for the fight.
There we go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks a lot.